Now, Matthew is no stranger to the show. You were on years and years ago at Knox Brewing.
Knox County Brewing Company.
Knox County Brewing Company. That was a cool place.
We loved it. It was like Knox County living room.
We loved that place, and I know that people were upset when you left.
Yeah.
But you left for, what do they call it, greener pastures, right?
We left for home.
Yeah.
So we are originally from Texas. We moved up to the Midwest 2015 and started Knox County Brewing Company. I mean, once Texas is in your blood, it's in your blood. And so
I understand.
We packed up and
you
headed
packed
south.
up and you went to Texas.
Yeah.
And yet here you are in Burlington,
And
Iowa.
It seems like the Midwest keeps calling.
Yes, explain this, Matthew. So you had Knox, you left to go back to Texas, which you love dearly, but now you're back here.
We are.
But this is like a limited time engagement, is my understanding.
Yeah. So Brandon and Kathy are family. It's brother and sister-in-law. Brandon doesn't do anything small, and he goes all out when he does it.
Right.
And so before we left, we started talking about the idea of working together in a brewery. We just really wanted to go back to Texas. We had made the move, and as, I don't know, serendipity would have it, Brandon liked our beer enough.
Right.
He asked me if I'd be willing to come up here once a month, be the head brewer, and then train their next brewer.
I got to ask you about the Crawford system that you're using here, because you have experience, you've worked with other kinds of equipment. What you have here at Busted Cup is unique. There's stuff in that brew house I've not seen anywhere else.
There's stuff in that brew house I'd never seen either.
And some of it is just is creations specifically for here. Is it like a proof of concept sort of thing?
Yeah, it is. I don't think Crawford has ever, I don't want to put words in their mouth, but if I remember right, I don't think they've ever built a system like this.
Right.
Brandon was really like, if you could do anything you wanted with a brew system, what would it be? And myself and the guys at Crawford kind of put our heads together and came up with this design. So for instance, this brew system has what's called a Coriolis, which really meant nothing to me before this, but it gives me real-time gravity reading from the mash tun to the wort, which what that allows me to do, number one, is be extremely efficient in my sugar transfer and keep out all the tannins that might add a negative flavor. So that's just one of the things. You've got timed jackets, steam jackets on the brew kettle, so that as the brew kettle is filling, without me doing anything, it initiates the steam jacket. So by the time all the wort has transferred, I'm 5 degrees away from boil.
So like when you're using the Coriolis or the steam jackets, I mean, that makes things easier for you.
Yeah, it's what Brandon wanted, and I think it's what all craft brewers want.
Right.
Is we envy the macro brewery's ability to recreate the exact same beer over and over and over again. Right? And that's what we wanted, was the efficiency and the programming that made that possible. So that when you have one of our beers, say our Irish Stout, you have one of our Irish Stouts 6 months ago, when you taste it again a year from now, it's the exact same thing.
You've also mentioned that you're the one who's come up with all the recipes.
Yes. Yeah.
What sort of recipes are you particularly proud of here?
So one of the things we wanted to do was old world beers, and specifically more catered to the German style. So just real beer. We do have a milkshake IPA on tap, but for the most part, our beers are historical German style beers. And as anybody knows, lager beers, they're kind of difficult to make because they're so clean and crisp, it's hard to hide any mistakes.
Right.
And we want to do that. We wanted to showcase the best lagers, German style, European style beers that this area has ever seen. So I'm pretty proud of all of them. Our Dunkel is amazing. It's out of this world. It's allowed us to kind of study some of the older styles. So we've got a Kottbusser, which is an old German style beer that was actually outlawed because it has molasses in it. Doesn't fit that purity law.
Oh, right. The Rheingold.
Yes, exactly.
Can you imagine like somebody adding molasses to a beer and getting in trouble with the beer authorities in Germany?
Not at all.
Late at night, there's a knock at the door. We understand you're putting molasses in your beer. We have ways of making you talk, but you don't get in trouble.
We don't get in trouble for it.
Right.
We don't get in trouble for that.
What is that? What kind of notes, sort of characteristics does molasses have in a beer?
I mean, almost like a burnt brown sugar.
Right on.
Right? So it's kind of like if you imagine a bigger Pilsner, a little bit of burnt brown sugar, and some floral notes in there. It's It's a fantastic beer.
I know you're not going to be here forever,
Right.
but are there beers that you imagine when we come and visit in 10 years, they'll still have on tap?
Yeah, so that Cop Booster was an experimental beer that we did, but
I'm sorry, a Cop
Booster.
Cop
That was the German beer that has molasses.
That's
in
the
it.
molasses beer.
So it's
okay.
kind of an experimental beer. We did it, they loved it, so it's back on. We do a Helles Lager. In fact, we're going to brew 14 barrels of that tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
That's going to be one that's on consistently. Our Hefeweizen is out of this world.
Right.
It is one that is on all the time. So probably those 3 beers. We've got an alt beer. I think that'll be more seasonal, but we got high praises on that.
You're just like knocking off all of the great German beer hits here.
Might as well.
Alts, Helles, like
Yeah.
these are all of the superstars.
Yeah, might as
Will there
well.
be like a Kolsch style beer?
We've got, I forgot that one, the Kolsch. Kolsch is on for the 3rd time, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right
So-
on. So then the plan is you're here and you're teaching the next generation to take over,
Correct.
and then you're back in Texas and visiting here for
Yeah.
Christmas, basically.
Right, pretty much, yeah.
What's that like emotionally to build something this cool and walk away from it?
I don't know, it's okay. It's good. It's a good thing to leave in the Midwest.
Yeah.
To know that I was a part of this, it just feels good.
Make sure that we picked up on what he said there exactly. It's a good thing to leave in the Midwest. He didn't say it's good to leave the Midwest, although you do love Texas.
I do love Texas.
I'm sure it's wonderful.
I do love Texas, yeah.
So you're building something here, and then the people that you're training, the fellas that you're training, what can you tell us about them?
Walker is he's going to be the next brewmaster here.
Right.
He came here without any experience. I didn't have any experience when I did Knox County Brewing Company, but he had the greatest quality, and that was he wanted to learn.
Yeah.
Right, and he wanted to learn, and he's been drinking in the information. And so what we're working on now are kind of the nuts and bolts of it. We're not writing recipes together. We're not doing any of that kind of stuff. We're learning the system. And so we're hoping by the end of the summer, he is brewing the majority of the stuff.
You're almost, Matthew, like a coach for the Burlington Bees, in that you're someone that has all this wisdom, all this knowledge,
maybe, I don't
but
know.
your goal is to get them on to the next level.
Yeah.
You're excited about it.
I'm excited about it. Yeah, I mean, even at Knox County Brewing Company, one of our values was local, and I'm the one ingredient here that is not local.
Right.
Right, and so Walker will help kind of seal that deal.
So how long do we have you for?
I think to the end of this year.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Okay. And then
back to Texas.
What part of Texas?
So just outside of Austin.
I've heard Austin's cool.
It's wonderful.
Kind of a cool beer scene there.
It's a very cool beer scene.
Okay, so this is the part where I awkwardly invite the show to maybe do a Austin special at some point, and you take us to the places.
I've got ins with a lot of breweries there. Y'all ever want to come down?
That is on tape. I love it. Matthew, thanks so much for all that you've done here. This is kind of a sneak peek because as we're here filming this, thanks first of all for the time, because you guys are very, very busy making this happen.